Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Trailblazers versus Pacers NBA matchup on Friday, January 19th, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use that discount code PICK. You'll get 15% off. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text that number you see on the screen. These are not available on the website. But let's get to this one. We got the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Indiana Pacers. And while the Blazers are certainly not one of the better teams in the NBA, they're just above that level of the bottom feeders that at least they have double-digit wins coming into this game, which is a lot better than some of the other teams out there, believe it or not. The Blazers 6-12 straight up at home and 8-2 against the number. Certainly nothing to write home about. And when you win about 25% of your games, well, it's certainly not going to be a very pretty picture any way you paint it. Meanwhile, on the other side of this one, the Indiana Pacers, well, we just absolutely love these guys. We got a mid-market team that covers a ton of point spreads, and there's really nothing wrong with that. You know, I always liked the Pacers throughout the years. Those of you that have watched my videos, you know mid-market means big value. When you're not in New York or LA or Boston or one of those type of teams, man, you're going to get overlooked more often than not, and that's why the OKC Thunder, the Pacers, these have always been the type of teams that we roll with, as well as teams where the general public has given up on them and we get big numbers. But the thing about this Pacers team is they haven't given up on themselves. Of course, they had Halliburton, who was basically carrying the whole load on his shoulders. Then they go out and trade for Siakam, and now all of a sudden the Pacers are a legitimate threat. Will they have the chemistry to continue the success that they've had this season? We'll have to find out. They come in losing their last two games against the Nuggets and the Jazz, but we know that the Pacers continue to play hard, and these guys can score with just about anyone. They are on the back-to-back in this one, so we'll have to see, what condition they come in. But generally, this is a young team, so really the back-to-back hasn't been all that bad for them. When we look at the Portland Trailblazers coming off of a rare win against the Brooklyn Nets, 105-103, that ended a 4-game losing skid, which has been more common than not for this Blazers team. And of course, their last win was all the way back on January 7th against those same Brooklyn Nets. And prior to that, well, they beat the San Antonio Spurs, a team that's single digits. When you're in the NBA draft lottery the way the Pacers were last season, you really hope that you can add a piece to the puzzle that's going to help you out and maybe even add immediate help, and especially when you're drafting that high like the Pacers were. Like the Blazers were, you really think that you're going to hit the lottery in the draft lottery. But really, so far, Scoot Henderson, who the Blazers drafted, has been somewhat of a bust. I'm not saying that Scoot's never going to develop into a top-tier NBA talent, but I'm going to say right now, almost every single game, even the last game that they lost, he has a negative plus-minus for his time on the floor. He's going to have to be better than this if the Blazers are going to get better, or they're going to have to find someone they can trade him to and might give them anything of value because, they can't afford to have a guy like this on the roster when you're really in the building mode, which is where they are right now. The thing is that the Blazers do defend the perimeter really well. Unfortunately for them, the Pacers shoot from the perimeter really well, shoot from the floor the best of any team in the NBA. Of course, the Pacers' defense, certainly nothing to write home about, but the problem is the Blazers have the worst offense in the NBA, shooting 43.2% from the floor, and also shooting just 35.4% from beyond the arc. That just simply does not get it done at the NBA level, especially against a team that can score on you like the Pacers do. Most of the Pacers' road games go under, but I'll tell you what else goes under is the Blazers. Last time out, 105 points in the win. Just not a team that scores a lot of points in general. I'm going to take the Pacers in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.